Lila clutched the iron gate, its cold metal biting through her gloves. Wind howled around her, rattling the ancient oak branches overhead. Before her loomed Blackwood Manor, a Gothic mansion shrouded in mist and mystery. It was hers now, a gift from a distant relative she'd never met. Lila swallowed, a shiver running down her spine. The house seemed to watch her, its vacant windows like empty eyes. The lawyer, Mr. Smith, had warned her about the house. "Locals say it's haunted," he'd whispered, his gaze darting nervously towards the manor. Lila had dismissed his words as superstitious nonsense. Now, standing before the imposing structure, a sliver of doubt crept into her mind. Taking a deep breath, she pushed open the creaking gate and stepped onto the overgrown path. The air grew colder as she approached the house. It pressed down on her, heavy with an unseen presence. This place held secrets, that much was clear. As Lila reached the front door, a sudden gust of wind slammed a shutter against the wall, the sound echoing through the silence like a scream. Her heart pounded in her chest, a mixture of fear and anticipation. This was her inheritance, and she was determined to uncover its truth. The old house smelled of dust and dampness. Moonlight filtered through grimy windows, throwing long, distorted shadows across the dusty furniture. Lila set her bag down on a cobweb-draped table, her breath fogging in the chilly air. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the occasional creak of the settling house. As she explored the ground floor, a soft tapping sound reached her ears. It seemed to be coming from the living room window. Cautiously, Lila approached, her heart quickening with each step. The tapping grew more insistent as she drew closer. Reaching the window, she peered out into the darkness. The porch was empty. There was no one there. But as Lila's gaze swept over the dusty floorboards, she noticed something odd. A small, perfect handprint marred the surface, as if a child had pressed against the glass. The handprint was too small to belong to an adult. A cold dread washed over Lila. The lawyer's words echoed in her mind. "Locals say it's haunted." Lila spent the next hour trying to rationalize the handprint. Perhaps a stray child had wandered onto the porch. Maybe it was an old mark, left unnoticed for years. But deep down, a chilling certainty took root. She wasn't alone in Blackwood Manor. As darkness deepened, the house seemed to come alive with strange sounds. Floorboards creaked overhead, though she knew she was alone. A soft whispering seemed to emanate from the walls, too faint to decipher, yet undeniably present. Lila's imagination, fueled by fear, conjured images of unseen eyes watching her every move. Unable to shake the feeling of unease, Lila decided to build a fire in the old fireplace. The warmth and flickering light provided a small measure of comfort against the encroaching darkness. As she added logs to the flames, a sound from the hallway made her jump. Footsteps, light and quick, like those of a child. They were coming from the direction of the stairs. Heart-pounding, Lila grabbed a heavy candlestick from the mantelpiece, her only weapon against the unknown. She moved cautiously towards the hallway, her ears straining for any sound. The footsteps had stopped, but the silence now seemed heavier, pregnant with anticipation. Holding her breath, Lila peered into the darkness. The hallway was empty, but a thin layer of dust covered the floorboards, undisturbed for years, except for a trail of small footprints leading from the direction of the stairs and disappearing into the shadows at the end of the hall. They were definitely the footprints of a child, each one perfectly formed, as if made moments ago. A wave of dizziness washed over Lila. This was impossible. There was no one else in the house. She was alone, and yet the evidence was right before her eyes. Someone, or something, was walking the halls of Blackwood Manor, and whatever it was, it wanted her to know it was there.